Welcome to Ace Rodney. They talks for the Silver Stars. Tonight, great guest, the incredible.
We're back, episode 9.
Episode 9.
Hell yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last episode.
Yeah.
Talk about a lot of real facts, with the Titan submarine and all that, and just everything that's going on in the world,
This is our last episode. No, I'm just kidding.
We're done after this. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last episode. We still want you guys to comment because we're trying to see the comments and just you can follow the TikTok.
Yes,
right?
the TikTok, man. Follow the TikTok.
What's the
it's
user?
AA Talks with 2 S's at the end, I believe. But either way, it should come up. But yeah, we need some fucking support on the TikTok and on YouTube.
Yeah,
too. On YouTube.
Yep.
Need to get 100 subs
for sure.
Soon. But by the time everyone's watching this, it's probably the end of the 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you guys fucking had a good ass time.
Pop some fireworks,
Pop some fireworks. Don't kill yourself.
Don't blow up a finger and shit.
For real. When you celebrate, do you celebrate it or not?
I mean, I've done it in the past. I haven't done it in a while,
No.
like popping fireworks and shit.
Yeah.
The last time I did it was probably I would say maybe 3 years ago.
Damn.
One of my ex-girlfriends and shit like that. I went to her house and
Damn.
we were popping fireworks and shit. But
do you guys? Well, for us, we don't like the cheapy ass ones. We like the good ass ones,
the big ass fucking.
Yeah. But we usually celebrate it in Vegas most of the time. But this year it's kind of seems boring. It's just gonna be here.
Mm-hmm. Well, the last 2 years too, with COVID and all that shit, you can really do nothing, right?
Yeah, I know that shit fucked up everything. But we usually go all out, and this year it's just gonna be at home. Last year I was at my girl's house, at her house, girl's sister's house, and it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They had a whole bunch of fucking good ass fireworks.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the big ass ones.
Ones that gets the attention of the cops and shit like that, right?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, knock on wood. But usually nothing really happens with cops. Usually. Yeah. But yeah. Those fireworks are the best ones though. That's why I like Vegas. You can just pop whatever.
That's right.
All the good ass fireworks.
Yeah.
And cops don't give a shit over there. But yeah, I mean hopefully everyone fucking had a good ass 4th of July.
Good holiday, good vacation, at least from work.
Yeah.
Some people are taking a couple of days off. I know me, I'm taking a Monday and Tuesday off.
Yeah, I got that off too.
Oh, you too?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's right. So
I'm not a slave for 2 days.
You go back on Wednesday, refresh and shit,
Cheers.
And yeah. Cheers.
To not being a slave for Monday and Tuesday.
That's right. Happy 4th of July. And then Red Bull,
I don't know how many times we got to keep saying it. Sponsor us.
We're 9 episodes in. Red Bull sponsor us. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
It is annoying.
But, for sure. I think, celebrating your holiday with the people that you love and your family and shit like that is important.
Yeah.
And just having a good quality time, no matter what, even if you're not doing nothing crazy like that.
Yeah, just fucking have a barbecue or
have some good food and shit like that. And just, just enjoy family time. That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's what's important. And I think that's what we should all be doing.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I think that's the reason why I do 4th of July the way we usually do is because we're always with family and shit.
Yeah.
And it's the best to do, which I can't complain to for us celebrating it this year. There is family coming over, so can't really complain.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, have you ever had any accidents or anything with fireworks?
Yeah, actually I have.
Yeah.
One time, because when I go to El Salvador, the first time I ever went, which it was when I was I think I was 12 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a firework that didn't go off, right? I went right in front of the firework, and as soon as I got there, it fucking exploded and it hit my eye.
Damn.
And it wasn't crazy, right? A crazy accident, but it cut the spark just cut my eye from up here.
What the fuck?
And I've been scared ever since.
Damn,
dude.
yeah,
fuck
you're paranoid.
I'm a little bit paranoid, but just getting close to it, I'll still light up a firework, but just trying to go and check and make sure it's all right. I'm like,
God.
fuck
You're
that.
like someone
like
else
you do
that
it,
shit.
you do it.
Yeah.
You know, but it has happened one time.
Like,
but that was when I was like 12 or 13. You know,
mm-hmm.
and I'm 26 now, so it's been like 13 years ago.
Yeah, so you're traumatized for that long.
I mean, a little bit just to go check that shit. I'm like, fuck that.
You're basically like a veteran, like scared of
Get
explosions.
PTSD, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, fuck that shit.
No, I've had.
What about
we've
you?
had accidents
You
too.
have?
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the fireworks where it's like kind of like a cannon, and you light it like you put like a. I don't know what they're called, but you put it in there, light it, and it like goes up in there, and then like boom, like a big ass one.
Yep.
And those are the ones that we usually go for. Those are the good
loudest
ones
too. Yeah.
And one time we lit it, and like I was recording too, like for Snapchat. It was like probably like 6 years ago, and I was recording for Snapchat, and I was like, "Hi!" It goes, and it goes like doof, and then like I'm looking in the sky, and like we just hear it fall, and then boom,
shit.
yeah, like on the ground, like we're all there too, and like it just exploded like right there on everything, and like scratched the cars and shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
really?
but I probably don't. I can't because I deleted Snap, but I had the video. Like it just went doof and then came down, and I was recording it, and then boom, like it looks crazy.
Did you
bro.
get anything on you or what?
Like little sparks, but it didn't really burn for that long. It's just like a quick burn. Nah, just like a quick burn. That's it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but man, that shit. Those shits are scary.
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
fireworks are fun as fuck.
Yeah, they are fun.
You know, back in El Salvador too. Like, because when I go, I usually go when it's closer to Christmas and the end of the year. Or,
yeah,
you know, the New Year and shit. And over there, they fucking pop fireworks. Crazy? Yeah, they go fucking crazy. So we get like a bunch of these small fireworks that just have like a little match. It's a small firework.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a small little firework. It has a little match, and we get like these match.
The pistol Pete's, right?
I don't know what they're called, to be honest.
Usually they go like ee! Like they make
those are one of them.
Oh,
those are one of them. But the other one is just like a little cylinder.
And
it just has a little match like hanging out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we get like the you know where you get the matches from, like the little the flap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we use those and we just fold it in half and we just pull it and then we just throw it.
Oh.
So we play around with these fucking shits all the time. Like when we go over there, we light them up and we throw them and we kick them to each other and shit like that. We just toss them to each other.
Yeah.
And we have like firework battles and shit, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And even the pistol Pete's, actually, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they just make like a squeaky ass noise.
And we throw those to each other too, you know, like and even the ones that you hold and they just go.
Oh, the Roman candles.
Yeah.
My uncles get, my uncles, they get crazy. So like we used to like shoot them at each other. Like
that's the same thing. Yeah.
But the pistol Pete's, one of my uncles, he like knows how to. He like breaks it up. He puts it in a 2-liter bottle, and it like explodes loud as fuck. Like that's why. That's why I thought you were talking about that.
Oh.
I don't know how like exactly how he does it, but fuck, that shit is loud as fuck. Like it makes all the car alarms go off and everything. It's like loud, bro, because it explodes the 2-liter bottle. So yeah, I mean, it is fun, fireworks, and especially for like, I feel like guys, we always want to play with fire.
We're destructive, bro.
I remember me as a little kid, like doing like the silver teeth activities, like go to a bonfire, just throw whatever I wanted in it.
Exactly.
And that shit's. At one time, like I remember we had a bonfire, and I was just throwing things in there, like looking at it melt. That shit's fun.
Yeah, and,
for sure. I threw like a full beer like can. It wasn't even like popped yet.
Oh shit!
And I threw it in there, and I was looking at it, and like I seen it like little holes, and it was just like squirting out, and then boom, it like exploded in the fire.
Oh, what the?
And
fuck?
Like the beer got on me, and it was like hot, and like it just like burned me, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? Like who did that?" And I was just sitting there. Me and my brother were doing it, and like we just sat there like, "Oh man, like
it wasn't me."
Yeah, it wasn't us.
Oh shit!
But that shit's scary sometimes. Like, but I remember as a little kid, I used to love playing on fire.
Just how it is. We like to fucking, I don't know,
experiment,
get in trouble and shit. One time too, like with some of my, like this was like maybe 6 years ago, something like that, and maybe a coworker will hear this and he probably knows about it. But we went to I forgot where it was at, but it was where the farms are at, like real close. I don't know, like they're not that far away. and we started blowing up fireworks like right there where the farms are at.
Like
and,
the ranch, kind of?
Yeah, like kind of the ranches and shit. And all the animals started waking up. We heard like the cows moo and shit like that. And we were blowing up all these fucking fire. The ones, kind of like the ones you're saying that just you light them up and they shoot up in the air and they just blow up.
Yeah.
And you know, as soon as we did it in one spot, we fucking lit it up. We went to a safe distance. We fucking seen it blow up, and then we just fucking drove somewhere else. And then, you know, we did it somewhere else. But you know, it's a lot of shit you do when you're younger, you know, and you're just like, fuck it. You
like,
know,
we don't know the consequences.
Right. I wouldn't do it now, you know.
Yeah, of course not. Like, you do it now, you know, like, that shit could catch on fire. And then
yeah. And you know the consequences. You're like, well, if I get caught, then, you know.
You actually got to get arrested now.
Yeah.
As
a kid, it's like, all right, you know, I'm a youngin'.
Minor,
I'm a minor. So
yeah, but like speaking of fires too, my old house where Isaac lives, this one time it wasn't no like fireworks, but the corner of the house. So there was our street was like this, and there's houses, but at the corner of the street, there was no house there. It was just like weeds and all that. So one day I was in middle school. And one day, a car crashed to the street pole there, and it caught on fire, and lit all the weeds on fire. And then it got to the house next to us, like the neighbor's house.
Yeah,
and that shit got on fire, and it pretty much lit up the whole house on fire. But I just remember that day, like
I was lit up your house on fire.
No, the ones
just the neighbors.
You know the one next to Isaac.
But
the one after that.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, because that was the last house of the street, and then after that house, it was just weeds there. There was no gas station there. You know how there's a gas station there?
Oh, right, yeah.
It was just all weeds. And yeah.
That was a long time
ago.
Yeah.
I was in middle school, and I remember getting woken up from my sleep, and then like someone banging on the window, get out of the house, there's a fire. And I was in middle school, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I that's when I used to sleep on a bunk bed. I jumped off the bunk bed, and then we went up to the door, opened it, and there's a cop saying, I opened the door, and the cop's there, and then behind him, I just see like flames, like from the house.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then we just ran out. We got, like put shoes on, ran out, and they're like, he was just like, go, you can't be in the house. And like, cause obviously the fire could have got to our house, and thank God it didn't. And it was just that last house, and yeah, we ran to the street, and you just see the house on fire, like just straight up on fire. And like the owners of the house were outside, and then the girl, she was like screaming, crying, like no, like, because that was, I think they had just moved into the house too. And yeah, that shit was crazy, like experience to have. Yeah, like just seeing that house like light up on fire. And in Fontana, you know, it's windy.
Yeah.
So that's why it was like very like risky that it was gonna get to our house. And that shit was crazy as fuck. Crazy ass story.
Yeah, let me tell you a story about similar to that shit. This thing was like what, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. When I was dating this one chick, and it was on a Saturday, and I didn't go to work. I was sleeping, in my house. It was like 7 a.m, something like that. And then my ex, she was my girlfriend at the time, but she's my ex now, right?
Yeah.
She might hear this, but she was driving on the 10 freeway, and she drove by my house. So you could see the mobile homes and shit like that from the freeway.
Oh,
and shit.
Yeah.
So she was driving to her job, and she seen that there was a house on fire right next to it, like not right next to us, but like two houses down.
What?
And she called me. She called me like 3 times, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
damn.
I was like, why is she calling me at 7 a.m? I almost ignored it. I was
you were dating her though at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, what the fuck? It's so early. Like, it's Saturday and I'm sleeping. And I was like, why is she calling me right now? And since I seen she called me like so many times, I was like, all right, let me call her back. And she said, hey, there's a house on fire. And when she told me that, I woke up and I looked outside, and there was a house on fire, right? Like 2 houses down from us. And it got to the other house after that, but it didn't get any farther than that because the ambulance and the firefighters already came after that. Yeah. But yeah, bro, like I seen that crazy, same shit, bro. And I was like, man, that shit could have just got to us too. And our houses are made of fucking wood, so those shits can catch on fire like nothing. Yeah, but
it's crazy, bro. Like, especially with fireworks, there's still like a lot of accidents, and then people dying. Like, some people are dumb as fuck though. Like, they'll be putting the illegal firework on their head, and then like the ones that pop, like holding it, Some guy died like that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was holding the container that holds the firework inside, and it goes up.
Yeah.
He put it on his head, and like he was recording, and then poof, that shit, like I guess like the
sparks.
Yeah, like I don't know, like just like that shit, like going off. I think it put a lot of like pressure on his head or something, and he died. I'm like, damn, bro, people are crazy, bro. People do some crazy ass shit.
Why do you think he did it though? Like for like video?
Probably.
You know,
I mean, like for clout or something. He was probably drunk. Like, like I'm gonna do this shit. I've seen people put like the fireworks in their ass. Have you seen that shit?
No.
That shit's funny. Fuck? Like they put the stick and then you know the fireworks that you put in the ground. You light it and it's like a rocket goes. And some guy put it in his ass cheeks. Yeah. He lit it like that shit. Like the flames are all going down his ass, and that shit was still like fuck. People are crazy.
Maybe
bro.
you deserve it. Like,
For real.
Come on, dude. Like, what are you doing? You know that shit's stupid as fuck.
It is.
You know, and I've seen people like put like the I guess the containers and shit in their arm and make it seem like they're shooting.
Oh my god,
shit like that. Yeah. And they also like lose fingers and shit like that. And I'm like, or their hand starts burning and shit.
Scary.
And I'm like, come on, bro. Like
the people,
common sense is not that common, I guess. You know,
like Speed,
be honest.
The streamer. You remember when he lit the fireworks in his house?
The Pikachu, no?
Yeah, in his room, bro. Fuck, that's like. I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble for that. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, good thing nothing like lit up like that. You know, like crazy.
That's surprising.
You know? And that shit was crazy. Like it started just sparking up like crazy. You know, Pikachu did Thunderbolt. And I'm like, fuck, man.
That
like,
shit's crazy.
You just got to be smart. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to what you're doing. You know, I don't know. I think
a lot
these
of
people,
common sense.
Yeah, and just common sense, simple as that. And just don't like I don't know. I feel like they do it to get some clips, get some videos and shit like that. But you know, you're gonna endanger yourself, endanger your family, endanger like everybody around you. Like, nah. For me, it's not.
Clout's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, clout is a hell of a drug,
like
bro.
we said last episode.
It's a hell of a drug, you know. Like they people want to do anything to get views and shit.
Yeah,
but that's not the way to do it. You know,
it isn't the way.
You gotta be always
be authentic.
Always authentic.
Exactly.
You know, just keep it real. Yep. Always, you know. It's like if people don't fuck with you, then they don't. Simple.
Yeah.
You know,
facts.
but there other people will.
Yep. I mean. That's why we always say, you know, we're always gonna be authentic on here. We're not gonna be fake. We're just gonna be real, raw, and pretty much that's just how it's gonna be for us. Cause I don't want to be jumping on that leftist shit.
Me neither, bro.
You don't want to put a pride flag right here. I mean, if we were to do that, we'd probably be like have 1 million subscribers.
That's right. That's right. No, I agree with that. I agree. Cause that's how it is. You know. Once you go against that, people hate you and shit like that. But it's funny because you can, you know, be for it and people love you. You can be against it and people hate you. And for me, it's to me, it's all bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, just like they put the pride flag at the White House and shit like that, right in front of the White House.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden used to say back in the days when he was the vice president of Obama, they asked him, they were like, "Oh, are you for gay marriage?" And he's like, "No, me and Obama are against it." And then now he says like, "Oh, you know, it's fine." Like, he's like, "I'm gay" or whatever. He's like, you know, he's like, "Oh, it's fine." And then he has trans showing like their fake tits out in the front of the White House, and I'm like, to me, that's not right. No, it's
not. I mean, like right now, I feel like that everyone's like, I don't know if you saw. There was this company that was literally getting sold at Target. It was they were like pretty much promoting transgender or Pride Month and all that. But
transgender Pride Month?
Like pretty much like on the shirts, it was just like all like Pride Month. But the shit that was crazy about these shirts, it would say like Satan supports Pride or Satan supports trans, and it was being sold at Target. This clothes, and they got a lot of hate for it, and it got shut down. But like, bro, these shirts were like demonic as fuck. Like it would have like the goat horns and shit, and like say like crazy shit like that, like, oh, like Satan is on your side or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand how Target would even
okay, so
support that.
we can talk about this then right now. So I think you've seen the chant that has been going on. There was I think it was a pride walk or something like that that said like, "Oh, we're here, we're queer, we're going for your children."
Something like that, yeah.
What does that mean? You know, like what? You know, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's like, come on, that's the whole point. I feel like I don't know. These people, do they want equality or do they want to just have like just like be against everybody else and just have like everybody hating?
That's
on
why
them
we're
like
saying
that.
like that's why a lot of people say is like we had no issue with it back then, but now that they're trying to force everyone on it, it's like becoming an issue. I feel like if they just didn't make it the way they're doing it now, it just made everything worse. I feel like
right.
And yeah, like I did hear that, and then also I think it was on Pat Bev's podcast, but they were showing clips of like a song or some shit too, saying something about like the children, like we want your children and all this, and that goes back to like Nick Merckx too, saying like, oh, like leave the children out of this, and it's true. Like, why are you bringing kids into this? Like, these kids are confused and like they don't know 100% like if they want this for the rest of their life, and you're just putting them on them and corrupting their minds.
Yep.
And it's crazy, bro.
And just like Nick Merckx, right? Like he said that, like, oh, just keep it away from our children.
Yeah.
And then he gets like his DLC and his skins and all that
like
taken
all
away
backlash.
from him. And then they say also that it's transphobic and shit like that, or like homophobic, and it's like, what does that really mean? You know, like
transphobic, because doesn't that mean like you're
scared?
Of
you're
trans?
scared. Yeah. Exactly. Like, if you're arachnophobic, right? That means you're scared of spiders. Yeah. So if you're homophobic, are you scared of gay people? Like you see a gay guy, you're like, oh shit, you know?
Like take my money. Like
you know, like so what does the phobic mean? I feel like what I think is they use trigger words. The left always use trigger words to just influence people and get them emotional. Like for example, saying somebody's racist, saying somebody's homophobic, transphobic, misogynist. Like they just use these words to have people like get some emotional reaction to it, you know? Yeah. And then they feel some type of way and they wanna feel like butthurt, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, to me, that's not what it is. Like we're not going around saying, "Oh, we're scared of gay people, we're scared of trans," or nothing like that. We're saying is like what you guys are doing. A lot of these pride parades too, like what they're showing is not. It doesn't show any like. It's not them expressing their sexual orientation. It's just them trying to get attention, you know. Because I seen a lot of these videos of these guys that are half naked in front of children and shit like that. And I'm like
they had a sex toy in their mouth and shit. Yeah. And they're like crawling on the floor. Like
like a dog. And there's a little girl like trying to pet them and shit like that. So, and the mom too, it's her fault, you know?
Yeah, I don't understand.
And you know, it would be the same thing if a straight guy would do the same shit, right? Like he's just half naked in front of children. It's the same thing. Like they're both nasty. They're both weird, you know? But I feel like they're just doing it to get attention. It's not more for their sexual orientation. It's just more for them trying to get like, I don't know, some sort of attention or something, you know?
I mean, we did get some good news, right? Like recently about businesses able to discriminate now against it. Yeah, something like that, which got passed. I think it was like a 6-2 voting or 6. Oh, really? 6-2, 6-3.
Oh shit!
And which is good now because I feel like businesses like should be able to like stand up for what they made. You know, like where's the independence at? And this is the good news for sure that this is actually happening. Finally, there's like some type of change going on.
Yep.
And yeah, man, like I just don't understand that like the way they're putting it on children.
You know,
and like I said, like I feel like no one had an issue back then about like gay people and all that, and now that like they're just putting it on everyone, on us, when we're not. We already know like how we feel, so why is it getting put on us?
Yeah,
and it just made everything worse, in my opinion.
And I think too, like you know, like you say, like people didn't care. And I don't think people really care now of what you do in your personal life.
Yeah.
I think it's just more of how you guys express it and how you guys show it and how you guys push a narrative in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, do whatever you want in closed door, whatever, you know, but like you don't have to push it crazy in the schools, with the children, in every single show that you watch and stuff like that, you know, and it's
so how do you feel too though, like of supposedly how they're also trying to like men who transition or whatever, to women, and then they want to use like girl restrooms and all that. How do you feel about that?
I'm against it.
Yeah,
I'm against it 100%.
Like,
you know?
exactly. Honestly, it should go like at that point. It should be the woman like have an opinion on it. Like, do you want this? And then it'll go from there.
I guess it just depends on what type of woman, because I feel like this is what I think. I think the feminists, you know, the real hardcore feminists that they call themselves, they'll say, no, it's fine. You know, like let him, you know, feel the way he wants to feel. If he says he's a woman, then, you know, if he expresses himself as a woman, then he can just go into the women's bathroom. Those women, those feminist women will say it's fine, but like the women that have traditional values and understand like how it is, then they'll say like, oh, I'm against that, you know, because they don't want a guy, a biological guy, to go into the women's bathroom. Like, it's just not, it's not correct. For me, it's not correct at all.
Yeah.
You know,
at this point, they're probably going to have to make like a pride restroom or like a whole separate restroom.
Just I think so.
And then the symbol, I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be like a girl and a guy. In one,
tits and a fucking dick,
like, a strap on and everything as the symbol.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this world, man. Like this country, not this world, this country. Like, what's going on with it? I think this country is the most woke country of all time, you know. Even though Canada, I think it has a bunch of crazy like wokeist, you know, ideas too. But the U.S. has the whole mainstream media of like all around the world. Everybody follows the U.S. media. Yeah. Even if they're from wherever, they still follow like what's going on here, you know, because it's the most popular, right?
It is.
And yeah, this country has a big impact in what's going on. And just even speaking about politics, right? Like I think there's one guy that, you know, Isaac has mentioned before, Robert F. Kennedy.
Oh my
God. This guy, he's dope. He's dope. And he's a Democrat, which I feel like I agree more with conservatives, you know, but like he's a Democrat and he has a lot of conservative values. And for me, I think he's one of the like the last real Democrats, because Democrats used to be like conservatives back in the day. Yeah. Before like the conservatives became liberals and shit like that and started becoming woke and shit like that. And he has a lot of those values, you know. He respects the freedom of speech. He respects the gun laws and shit like that. And also one of the big things is he thinks fitness is way more important than getting like a jab or something like that, you know, for one of the shit that has happened in the last 2 years, right? Yeah. Like, you know, he thinks that, and yeah, I used to say that too. Like, I think fitness would be way more important than trying to get a jab onto you and shit like that, you know. Yeah. If people can be healthy and just be working out.
That's the issue, though. I feel like the whole U.S. is almost mostly obese.
Yeah, I think we're number 2 or number 3. Yeah, you know, I think I forgot.
So you think they're gonna want to be like for that?
The U.S.
Yeah.
No, because the Americans want to be lazy, you know. So they're not gonna say, oh yeah, let's all work out, because they don't want to, you know. And that's the problem. Like, we should just make them work out, you know, like close out the McDonald's. Go to the doctors,
you know? Like work out. That's like,
I mean, all right, be realistic. I eat McDonald's like maybe once a week. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like on Sundays, I do eat McDonald's and get the sausage McMuffin. But if it closed down, would you miss it?
Fuck yeah.
Like, fuck, hey, bro. Like, I would miss it for, I would miss it for like maybe a month. That's it. Yeah. You know, like
those fries, bro.
The fries are good. The fries are fucking good.
That sweet tea.
Oh, you get the sweet tea?
Yeah, fuck yeah. The sweet tea is fire. You don't get that?
No.
Oh my god.
I get the orange juice.
Nah, I mean, it's just like, it's a cheap option. But yeah, we like, I feel like it's just there, so like we go there. Yeah, but if it wasn't there, yeah, it's an easy access. I mean, it's affordable. But yeah, I don't think I would miss it. Like, oh my god, I fucking miss McDonald's. Like, you know, like obviously
you may miss it for like 1-2 weeks or something like that, and you'd be like,
and it's not like I don't really have it that much, like maybe as I used to. But I can't lie, the breakfast for sure. Like those sausage egg McMuffins, those are
they
fire.
Fucking smack.
They're top tier. They're top tier, and
100%.
That's probably what I would miss. Yeah, but other than that, nah, I wouldn't.
But you're not gonna miss it like after a while. You know, you're gonna be like, oh, that's it.
I'm gonna put like a picture on my tub, like rest in peace McDonald's and shit.
The fucking line through it and shit. Like,
people would be pissed though. Like that.
What
shit
kind
happens. Obese people. I mean, yeah, bro, for sure. People would definitely. What? That's like one of his plans, or what?
He's saying he wants to implement health and fitness instead of getting jabs.
I wonder what he thinks about like how NASA's creating the fake food or the fake meat and all that. I wonder what he thinks about that.
I don't know if he's talked about that yet.
Yeah, but like this guy is bringing a lot of light to shit that is hidden.
I like the shit he's talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's talking about a lot of crazy shit.
Like,
he's talking about the CIA and all the shit that they hide, and I'm like, and bro, like, be careful.
People thought Alex Jones was crazy when he said they're turning the frogs gay.
They're turning the frogs gay.
But like, was he lying? Like
he wasn't.
He wasn't lying. So like RFK is on it too. That supposedly they're putting some type of chemical in water to feminize men. And it's fucking crazy.
And they tried it with the frogs. If nobody has heard that, right? They tried it with the frogs. They put I forgot.
They put like a lot of male frogs into one like container or area, and then after a while, like with that water,
they put the water. They put
and the chemical.
I forgot the name of it.
I forgot the name of the chemical, right?
And xenamine or some shit,
something
like
with neem or mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put a chemical with the frogs, and some of the frogs turned into female. Right?
Yeah, they started becoming female and shit like that, or they just and they started like having sex with each other and shit like that, and they were all males.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were all males and shit like that. So they and he said that shit a long time ago. And people said he was lying.
He was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, I could see why, because Alex Jones likes to like say shit, like blurt shit out, like with no no fucking facts, like. Or like no support after saying a statement, so it does.
He's
make
wild.
Him, but but it doesn't make him look crazy. But like this guy is like spitting facts, bro, spitting truth.
I think a lot of the people that hate him or like don't even like try and take anything that he says serious are people that heard him talk about Sandy Hook, and they're like, oh, this guy said it was fake. This guy said they were paid actors. And because of that, now nobody can credit what he has to say and shit like that. And for me, I think
explain the situation a little bit.
So I mean, Sandy Hook, it was a school shooting that happened. I forgot how long ago. I think it was in 2012, maybe. I don't remember, to be honest, but it was a school shooting, and Alex Jones said that. He thought it was fake. He thought it was a bunch of paid actors. He thought the kids were still alive. And, he was saying a bunch of crazy shit. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Like, he was saying a bunch of crazy shit, saying that, people were being paid to pretend that their kids died and shit like that. But then he found out that kids actually did die, and it was actually true. And, he gave a whole apology and everything like that. And now I think he has to pay like almost $1 billion, something like that. 900.
He filed for bankruptcy, I think.
Yeah, he did, because he had to pay like $900 and something million, almost $1 billion. Yeah. And, because of this one incident, now people think that everything he has to say is fake.
That's what sucks.
Yeah. And for me, I think that's bullshit, because people now just listen to that. Yeah. And then whatever he has to say, they're like, who cares? This guy made a false accusation about Sandy Hook. Let's not listen to what he has to say. Yeah. And for me, I think that's ridiculous.
Which is stupid, because people still listen to the news and they lie to you all the time.
Every day, bro. Every single day. So they should, I think you gotta, like we said last podcast too, you gotta do your own research and actually look it up and see what's going on. If you disagree, find out why you really disagree. If he's saying something about like the vaccine, or if he's saying something about or the jab, right? If you're saying something about that, we're gonna trigger the fucking
pro-vaccine.
Yeah, if he's saying something about that, or something about like the frogs and all that shit, like look it up yourself, and don't just look at one website. Look at multiple websites, not .com, maybe .org, .web, and all those, because those are more like more trustworthy. But I think they give this guy. They try and take away a lot of credit from this guy, because this guy actually has done a lot of shit and broken into like a bunch of like the Skull and Bones shit, or like he's broken into a bunch of like places where they do a bunch of these rituals and all that shit, and he's been there firsthand, so he knows what's
like
going
the
on.
way he was explaining the situation on how he broke in was crazy.
Shit was crazy.
Crazy. It sounds like a movie, like the way he was explaining it, like how he got snuck in. How he snuck in and all that. But yeah, man, like RFK, I want to look into it more. But like as of now, I like what he's saying and stuff. And he was also talking about Mercury, right? Like something like that. I don't want to like get too into detail, but he talks a lot about shit that is hidden. And like I know Isaac was saying too that he wants to leak all the CIA like UFO files, documents, and all that.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
So I have that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great question, you know, and talking about UFOs and people leaking shit with the whistleblowers and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I got this one. What do you think? How do you think people would actually react if aliens were real? Like,
but like
if we found out that aliens were fucking real the way they show us, they have big ass eyes and like big heads, and
like
they're,
it, but like it's real footage.
Yeah, and it's actually legit. How do you think people would react?
I feel like it'd just be like hype for like a week.
And then you're like,
and then
who
it's just like,
cares?
yeah, well, I mean, because we don't see them, you know, like that's the thing. Like for me, like I see these leaked footage videos, and like I see it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, like it doesn't like get me like scared or like hyped for it, or like it's just not enough evidence to me. And then I'm kind of at the point where like if I don't really see it in real life, like I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's just the way I feel. But like, yeah, I feel like people maybe would just like look at it for like a week or two and then just turn their heads, I feel like.
Yeah. And what do you think about the whistleblowers though? And all those people like from the CIA and from the government talking about like certain stories that they seen, them seeing UFO footage or like UFO in real life and shit like that in Cambodia with people that are related to Barack Obama. You know, I don't know if you've seen that video that Isaac sent, but
I mean,
all that shit like.
So like for the UFO whistleblowers, it's kind of like they're saying things but not really like saying things. I feel like in a way like they're just telling us shit, but like it's the same thing. It's like just talk.
It's just talk.
It's not like shit that like not like real shit to see.
Like it sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound like,
it sounds interesting.
That's how I feel too. Is like I hope that it's real.
Yeah.
But I like I said, I'm not really like believing in it anymore. As like back then, I feel like I used to like
that's right.
Actually feel like it was more real, but now I just feel like the more shit I see on it is just like I don't know, like I really don't. I lost hope in it like being real.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think so. You know, and with these whistleblowers, like you said, it's just like them talking about it.
Yeah,
and it's not. There's no evidence. They're like, oh, you know, I have a picture. Show it.
You know, then it's always like I heard this from this guy or this story, and like, it's like, bro, like, okay, like I've heard 1,000 stories too. It's
and
like,
plus, a lot of these guys are if you see like, well, one of the guys that I seen, I told Isaac about it. Like he had and he even agreed with it. He had a Freemason clip on his tie, and Freemasonry is all like that. That organization is like pretty much almost like the Illuminati, you know.
Yeah.
If anything, if the Illuminati is not real, it's the Freemasonry. They just use different names and shit like that. And depending on where you're at in the rankings for the Freemasonry, because you could be just a regular guy in Freemason, you can join it. Doesn't mean you know all the secrets about it. But if you're at the top of the top, you know that shit. And these guys lie to you all the time. These guys control a lot of the shit that's going on. And for me, if one of the guys from the government, he was a CIA agent, and now he's being a whistleblower and talking about all this UFO shit with the Freemason clip, I don't believe it, you know. And one thing I had told Isaac too, that do you not think that, for example, say we're both in the CIA, right? And I'm your boss, and I tell you, you know what, you know, you're done in the CIA, but before you leave, you got to become a whistleblower, and you got to start saying shit that makes people believe that aliens are real.
Yeah.
And you have to do it, because if you don't do it, that's it. You're done. You know, like you're done.
Yeah.
You know, do you think that's possible? Do you think that they do that?
I think it is possible. I mean, it sounds like I don't know. I think you said this too. Is like they're only gonna leak shit that like they want us to see. It's not like they're gonna show us like all the shit they know, you know. Right. It's not gonna be everything. It's just like little bits of pieces of like it's probably all bullshit that they're just showing us. Like it's not really anything. And yeah, I feel like that's a possibility for sure. I feel like with these whistleblowers. And right now, like I'm more into the child trafficking and all that, like those type of whistleblowers, because I see more evidence with that. Yeah. So like with those whistleblowers, I feel like I don't really see anything, but like with the UFO ones, it's just like iffy with them because they don't show anything. That like I said,
they show drawings.
Yeah,
bro,
exactly.
And it's like, and speaking about just the UFOs and all that, if you heard about the Project Blue Beam, right?
Yeah.
I've heard a bit about it. I don't know too much about it, but from what I've heard is that they're gonna do some type of holograms or something to make it seem like there's an alien invasion, a UFO invasion, and shit like that. And to be honest, bro, I think I mentioned it too in the chat. I've seen so much footage of UFO footages, like them seeing footage of UFOs like in this last month than I've ever seen in my life. And it seems like it's just been started way earlier than they say, and it's crazy. Like I've seen so much footage of all that shit, like UFO footage, but every single time the footage is so blurry, so shit, so like far away, just a little dot or whatever, and it's like, to me, I don't know, I need to see some like compelling evidence, like I can't just believe that shit. And they say that the Blue Beam Project is gonna be something that, they use like the drones and shit like that, trying to just make it seem like there's UFOs and shit like that. And for me, a lot of questions too is like, why did the UFO decide to show up in this certain area and have certain people see it? Just in a random fucking spot, like in a random spot. And I'm like, why are they even doing that? If aliens exist and UFOs exist, shouldn't they be smarter than that and have not being just in a random fucking weird area? You know, like, I don't know. I think it's just a lot of questions.
Yeah, and then there was like a recent one too where someone saw it when they're on a plane.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro, so you were already recording? Like you knew this shit was gonna come up or something? Yeah. But supposedly that it was circling around them and all this. I'm like, come on.
But nobody else has a footage except for that one person,
one
right?
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on. If you actually know that something is circling around the plane, like you're gonna like want to like fucking take your phone out. Everyone takes their phone out.
Be like,
for
hey,
everything.
record it.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, bro. I just feel like people are too gullible, like with the shit they see, and it's just like no one questions enough.
Yeah, I think you got a question. With aliens, for sure, like you said too, I used to believe it.
Yeah.
Like super hardcore and all that shit. And then, I don't know, you just get to a point where the thing is too, you get to a point where you see that the government lies to you so much and you can't even trust them. There's a lot of shit that they lie to us about. And you're like, I just can't trust you.
Yeah. So like, did you see NASA, what they're doing now? I have it down. Supposedly, so a group of 4 NASA volunteers have embarked on a 378-day mission in which they would be locked in a ground-based simulation of the planet Mars. And the mission, which began on Sunday, is the first of 3-year-long Mars surface simulations, according to NASA. So these members, they're gonna live like in a simulation type of Mars, for 378 days,
it's
and
more
then
than a year. More than a year.
And then so they're gonna have a lot of challenges. So they're gonna be like limited on resources, and they're gonna have like equipment failure and communication delays. So how would you feel? Like, what do you think is this the purpose to see if we ever like go to Mars or whatever? Or why do you think they're doing this shit? You already look skeptic.
I'm gonna give you my honest opinion or what?
What?
Always authentic, right? So, I mean, I don't think we've even been to Mars in the first place. You know? The rover we have there.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I think that's bullshit, and not just because I'm like, I'm a skeptic and I just don't think we've been there. There's been like many footages and shit like that show that the pictures that the rover has shown us in Mars is actually here on Earth, and they show it side by side. Like they show the exact same pictures that they show, and they've even taken pictures of the rover here on Earth. I think it's in Greenland or Switzerland or New Zealand, one of the lands. It's in one of those, and I can try and find it. But they've shown the exact same pictures that the rover shows in Mars. They show it here
on Earth.
So for me, I don't know. I don't believe we've been to Mars because I don't even think we've been to the moon yet. just because a lot of the bullshit that NASA says and all the lies that they say, saying that, I mean, the last time we went to the moon was like what, in 1964.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense that we haven't been there again since.
Well, because they say we lost the technology. They're like, oh, we lost it, and it's gonna be a painful process to create it back. It's been what, like more than 40 years. You could have created it already, And there was supposed to be a moon launch with Artemis back in August last year. I think I had told you guys about it too. I think
so.
And they never did it because they said one of the engine fuels or something like that like fucked up, so they couldn't go. But I don't know. I just don't think we've been to Mars yet. So as far as that, them going down to wherever they're going to, I don't know. I think it's gonna
maybe they're doing the simulation to like actually plan to go there now, or like what?
I don't know.
I mean, because I've seen Elon Musk talk about it too.
Right. Like, well, Elon Musk, he's a little suspect.
He's a suspect too.
For me at least, I don't think he sent a Tesla to to the orbit and shit like that.
Was there like footage though of like it launching, or no?
I mean, there was footage of the rocket, right? But then they will never show you footage of the rocket leaving Earth. They'll never show you a camera of the rocket pointing at Earth and then them leaving the orbit and then like joining, like getting, breaking the atmosphere and shit like that, and then going into orbit.
So you feel like we've never been to space at all?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't. Yeah, I have a tinfoil hat. Like, I'm one of those.
Yeah.
But show me proof.
Yeah,
show me proof.
You got to stay open.
I think yeah, even though I say that, I think, I can't be 100% certain, but I think I'm way more comfortable saying that we haven't been there compared to that we have, because for me, there's no proof. There's no proof of it, like no actual proof. If you see everything that they show you about space, it's all CGI.
And then like also too, like when we did go to space back then or whatever, like those interviews when they were up there, it was like a green screen, right? Green screen or some shit, and there was like one of them too when they were up there supposedly in space. Like one of the astronauts was holding a globe, and then he dropped it and it just went straight down on the ground.
Right? Even when they went to the moon, one of the capsules or whatever that like closes the ship, it just dropped down like right away and shit like that. And even one of the guys, when he was jumping around the moon, he just fell down face first, like fast as fuck, and it's a lot of bullshit, and for example, this is one of the craziest things too. Buzz Aldrin was supposed to be the second guy that like went to the moon, went to space and shit like that. And he has had admitted multiple times. You can find these videos. He has admitted that we have not been to the moon. A little girl asked him. She was like, "Oh, how come we haven't been to the moon in like 40 plus years?" And he's like, "Oh, that's not a question a little girl asked. Like, what kind of girl is gonna be asking this question?" And he's like, "Oh, it's because it didn't happen, Like, and he tells her, like, he's mentioned it multiple times, like it's not happened. So Buzz Aldrin, he's one of the guys. So it's just a lot of shit that they lie about, And
you think it's like to show like the other countries like, oh, we did it first in a way?
100%. I think the way it was, going to the moon, it was a space race. Us against Russia. Yep. So we were trying to just see, and that's why I think we were trying to like just make sure we're the ones that made it there first. So they just set it up in some sort of like warehouse or whatever, and they made it seem like we went there.
Maybe it was like to scare or have them fear us in a way, that we have more advanced technology.
Right. And then if they can't do it, because there's multiple reasons why I feel like they can't do it, then they're like, oh shit, well the US did it. Maybe they have like some sort of advanced technology that lets them do it and shit like that. And they kind of get scared now.
Exactly.
So
I just thought about that right now too. I'm like, wait, that would make more sense like for them, the reasoning to like do that.
Yep. And I believe that. I believe that.
Also, right now, bro, like I'm stoked about the Mel Gibson documentary about the human trafficking because last episode, like I was telling you about the Pizzagate thing.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure it's gonna like put some shit on there about that too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and also too, I was gonna tell you like the BBC and this was a long ass time ago, but I don't know if he's gonna like put this on there too. But they reported in 2011 that 9,000 children from Uganda and Africa were missing, and that at least 400 of them were abducted and trafficked to the United Kingdom to be used for blood rituals. And then
what the fuck?
and then in 2011, and this was reported like by BBC.
Oh, really?
And it was like, I think there was a few kids that they asked, and that he said that they were taking their blood from them and like telling them that they're gonna use it and all this. And all these kids, there's pictures of them. They have they were even wearing like red shirts, and had, I don't know what it said on it, but yeah, like I'm hoping that he puts more light onto that too.
Yeah,
because that shit's crazy, bro. And like Epstein's Island too.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's gonna say some shit on that. Hopefully.
Probably, right? Like some people that have been involved with that shit.
Yeah.
And I've heard too, I've seen like some TikToks that say they think that it makes sense too. They think that we're probably gonna see in the news or like on TikTok, on social media, of people shaming Mel Gibson or trying to make him look like a bad person and shit like that. You know, because I already see that. You know, they're saying that I seen a post and I'm like, fuck, this shit, it seems a little bit real. They're like, oh, Mel Gibson will never kill himself. He's mentioned it before. And saying shit like that. So if anything happens to him, like just make sure that you know he's trying to come out with this documentary about like the human trafficking and shit like that. So if something happens like that to him right now while he's trying to do that, like just be aware.
Yeah, for sure.
Know? And I heard they're gonna try and slander his name and trying to make him look.
Pretty sure
bad.
they will. Yeah, and I did see some things about like a lot of programs are like denying to want to like show this documentary. And which is crazy. So I'm not sure where it's gonna be at, but
True.
so hopefully that shit. I'm pretty sure like he said he's gonna release it. So I think on the 17th of July, or the 18th. So it's gonna be coming up soon. And yeah, like it's fishy. And then also too, like I don't know if you ever saw Bill Gates when he was saying, he went on an interview too saying like, oh, it was a mistake for me to try to work with Jeffrey Epstein.
No, I haven't seen that. What the fuck?
So maybe he probably took him to the island or some shit and probably showed him around. And I wanted to show you this picture too, because like this is the thing too, you know, people like when because I don't know if you've seen lists of the visitors of Epstein's
I've seen
and like you see actors on there that you like and you're like nah, there's no way. But that's the thing, you gotta understand, like you don't know these people like up there, you know.
All right, all right, so my bad.
No, you're good.
Speaking about that, the Pizzagate theory and shit like that, I seen a recent clip. I think it was like a day ago, 2 days ago, and I seen this guy's one of my favorite fucking actors. Which it's crazy if he's involved in that shit. I'm like, damn, I feel the same way. Yeah, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, damn. And I seen he was talking about. That's the thing. I don't know if they're like making a stretch or whatever, but he's talking about like, oh, I went to this house party and they ordered so much pizza and this and that. You know, and I'm like, well, I don't know if they're really ordering pizza or if it's like the code. But he was with Ellen DeGeneres.
And I was about to show you something about that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But well, I wanted to tell you too though. Like I think Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, both of them, they were out in public before in a pizza dress. Like it was like a stunt. It looked like literally like a whole pizza dress. It was fucking weird.
Right.
And I think Lady Gaga, she has a lot of back then. She has a lot of videos that are like satanic and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But I wanted to show you. This is something that like a lot of people, they can't even. No one could say this is a reach because like people say Ellen DeGeneres has been there.
Yep,
she's on the list.
100%.
So I want you to look at this picture and I'll put it up on I'll put it up on the screen
right here. Ding.
Look at how her setup on Ellen, her set is literally like the island. I want you to look at talking to the mic.
Oh yeah. I see it.
So
when he puts this up, you'll see right here, like you see the palm trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see the building in the back, right?
Yeah,
the top
crazy,
picture, right? With the it's the same shit though. The white blue lines or whatever, and yeah, bro, what the fuck?
It's crazy, right?
And I've heard like rumors and shit that Ellen DeGeneres is one
evil.
of those. Yeah, one of those for sure that like has been fucking around with children or whatever, and yeah, I've heard that. And like I said, Adam Sandler was talking to her about, and I've seen many videos of people talking to her about shit like that. And I forgot which actor it was that really made her uncomfortable, like saying a bunch of truths about like the industry.
Oh, I think it was some girl, right? Was it
I
some
don't remember. I don't remember at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, when you guys see this picture, you'll see.
Yeah,
Damn,
you'll
that shit's
see it
crazy.
because it's literally
fuck?
like basically almost the same.
And
shit.
that's the Epstein Island. Like that's his actual.
Yeah, you never seen this guy on YouTube? He went there.
No, I haven't seen it.
Damn, but like it's abandoned and all that. But he
shit.
went there.
Of course it is, right?
Yeah,
like now.
Yeah, now it's fucking abandoned. And obviously too, like his death like doesn't make sense. It wasn't like a suicidal death.
Oh come on, bro! The bunker was this tall, and this guy was like 6 feet
Not
or
only
something like that.
like also his marks on his neck. It looked like that couldn't be a bed sheet. It was like super like tight and like thin. And like
doesn't make sense.
That's why people gotta look into the shit. And I'm glad Mel Gibson's doing this documentary so everyone could bring like fucking open their eyes and look at this shit. But yeah, like Ellen DeGeneres too. Like I've heard a lot of shit about her.
Yeah.
And oh, you gotta take a piss.
Yeah.
All right, piss break, and we're back. But yeah, bro, like glad that documentary is gonna come out. Cause fuck, and then also too, I forgot to mention about that, like those kids that got trafficked. So the one boy that pretty much explained, he explained that the doctors told him that. So he said this: the traffickers or witch doctors take your hair and cut your arms, legs, head, and genitals and collect the blood. They say if you speak out, I can kill you.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
To the kids?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Which is crazy, bro. But yeah, that's
and then just talking about that, right? Adrenochrome. I think we talked about one time. I'll tell you right now.
What the fuck is that?
So, I mentioned one time that that these people take the blood of young people or young like kids and shit like that.
Yeah.
Look up adrenochrome, and that's what it is, right? Like they used an experiment on rats, and they showed that, like, for example, if an old rat takes the blood of a young rat, and they get the rat really like excited, and they get the adrenaline going up, the blood that they give to the other rat, like it makes them get younger, if that makes sense. Like it makes them rebuild and shit like that.
Damn.
And I think that's what they do, look it up on adrenochrome, and I think they do that shit. They do that's why it's like the blood rituals and shit like that. I think they get these kids into a state of like adrenaline and shit like that, and then they do what you said. They cut their arms, cut their legs, and cut their neck, which is fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro. But yeah, I've heard a little bit of that, and then it's like it's factual, right? Like that actually.
That's legit. That's legit. They've done experiments on this shit, so that's 100% legit.
That's crazy, bro.
That
is crazy.
To me, that's wild, bro. I want to get into this crazy topic. Well, I think this shit's funny as fuck.
Some reason I think I know what you're gonna say. But go.
If you guys have ever seen the NoJumper podcast,
I had that shit too.
If you guys have seen the NoJumper podcast, Adam 22. He's with a chick, Lena, and she's like an OnlyFans chick. She's kind of like a porn star almost, and so is this guy, right?
Yeah.
And so far I feel like they've had a pretty okay relationship or like agreement that Adam and her end up just fucking like a random porn star, a girl, and then they fuck her together and shit like that. And then I just remember that Adam used to always say like, oh, I'm never gonna let my girl get fucked, or I wouldn't want that. I would feel some type of way and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was just this week, right? She ends up posting a video on Twitter saying like, "Oh, it finally happened! Like, oh, here it is," And for me, I'm like, that's crazy, because her saying, "Oh, it finally happened," saying like, "Oh,
she's happy."
Like I've been waiting for this moment, and it's like now it finally happened. And for me, I just find it crazy that they had just got married like about 2-3 weeks ago.
That's what makes it worse.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you think about that whole situation?
What do you even like? When you get married? Like, don't you like say I do to like being loyal and all that shit? You do,
bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like till death do us part, and richer or for poor and all that shit. Like
did the guy like slip in like, oh, like you're gonna allow your girl to get fucked? I do.
He's like, oh shit, I didn't hear that part.
It's like too late.
That's what I'm like. Oh man, I find it crazy. Like to me,
I find like the way I feel about this is like, fuck, like Adam like fucked up big time, and he's never gonna be looked at the same. Like now, I feel like he's gonna just get made fun of forever.
He's already being made fun of. You know,
like it looks like he's already like in regret.
Oh yeah,
which he should be. Like he hasn't even seen the video yet, and and like. Fuck, like yeah, like I don't know why he was. I don't know the backstory. Like maybe, I don't know, bro. Like why would you even say yeah to that? And maybe like,
well, it's funny because you're saying he hasn't seen the video yet, and he had an interview with Whack 100, right? And you know this motherfucker like doesn't hold back and he says whatever the fuck he feels like, and he was asking Adam, he was like, oh, so when you see the video, like. You're gonna see her enjoying it and shit like that with the other guy and shit. So you're gonna see her having a good time, and he's like, "Whoa, you know, she's supposed to. She's supposed to be enjoying it. You know, like isn't that
to act it out?" Yeah. He's like, no.
She's not acting, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's not acting.
And it's like she's supposed to be enjoying it. Or isn't that the point? Like if she wasn't enjoying it, then people wouldn't like seeing that because she'd be having a terrible time. And it's like, bro, that's so much cope. You know, that's just him trying to tell himself, like, oh, yeah, that's what's supposed to happen.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah, like, oh, it's fine. Like, I need to see that. And it's like, all right, let's be honest, bro. Do they need the money? Do they need her doing this shit?
No, they don't.
So I'm like,
I mean, they're already making good money with their videos, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and even what she's doing on her own and then what he's doing with the podcast. This guy, I'm sure this guy's a millionaire, bro.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
So I'm like, them going that far, do they need the money? Or, like, what's the point of that?
I feel like the whole point of this was like I think Lena probably wanted like the clout off of him, and like now she knows she got it, and now she's doing what she probably already had in mind in the long run.
Well, she said finally, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And she looked all excited and shit in the video. It's like, fuck, bro.
And then he comes out the back door looking like Thanos and shit. Like, real. Oh, I got the fucking all the gems and shit.
For real.
I'm like, what the fuck,
bro? How is he ever gonna look at his girl the same? And then too, bro, once this video comes out, like people are gonna be sending shit to him and like,
yeah. And I didn't even think
there's no way he's gonna be able to like not watch it. Like, there's gonna be screenshots like getting sent to him and all this. Like, fuck, bro. I wouldn't be surprised though, like if he ends up leaving her or something.
Nah, like, it's too early though.
It's too early.
They just got married. So all right, if that were to happen, right, like. I think if anything, I don't know if they have a prenup or whatever, but like if that were to happen, I don't think he would divorce her because if they don't have a prenup, then she's gonna take half of his shit anyways, right? You know, so it doesn't make sense. Or she'll take a what is it, alimony, you know, where he has to pay her anyways, or alimony and child support, depending on. I'm sure he'll be in his girl's life or the baby's life, you know, but. You know, I don't think he's gonna divorce her anytime soon because they just got married, bro. They just got married. And why did they wait until after that? It doesn't make sense, but...
At first, I thought it was like, maybe it's like a setup, like a clout, like a clout thing, like, oh, they're fucking around, but
it's fucking like it legit. Now. Yeah, it's legit.
She even, like, went on her story posting, like, this is real, this is not a setup, like, be ready to watch this shit, and, like, fuck, bro.
I'll find it on Reddit, you know? I'm like, fuck it, bro. That's insane to me, you know?
That whoever is, like, friends with Adam, like, be with him, man.
I know, right?
Watch over this guy. This guy might...
And then also, I think I showed you guys on the chat. I didn't know this until, like, a couple of days ago that one of the guys, I don't know if you know who House Phone is.
Yeah, I do know him.
Yeah.
I could, like, because I used to watch NoJumper back then, so I like, he was funny and shit.
And I guess he had slept with Lena like years ago. And
is this before like she was dating?
I think supposedly it was before he was dating her, but like, you know, I don't know. For me, that's just still weird as fuck. You know, like how are you?
Yeah, that's like exactly like you're friends with someone and like you know that your friend fucked this girl and then you end up dating her.
And then you end up dating her and then you end up marrying her and shit like that. For me, that shit's weird as fuck. You know, but I mean.
But I've heard like shit about Adam that he's kind of weird. Shit like back, I don't know if all of it's true, but I've heard like back then he was doing some weird shit.
Like some what kind of shit?
Supposedly he raped some girl back then.
I
so I don't know, like he is into weird shit, so maybe it isn't affecting him like we think.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't know if it really is affecting him the way it would affect somebody that's fucking normal. You know, like I think yeah, if he's been through a lot of this crazy weird shit that he does, then maybe it doesn't affect him that much. Yeah. But I think either way, it still does affect him because the way he talks about it, he's saying like, oh well, I'm not, you know, I don't want to really see it like that much. And it's like, cause you know, like you don't want to see your fucking wife, the mother of your child, like get plowed by some guy, you know.
The Black Hammer. Fuck, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And then like if once people see who the guy is, like we already know who that guy is. Yeah. Like, we've seen that guy everywhere. Like fuck.
I've seen it. You know.
What the fuck were you thinking, man?
Yeah, I'm like that shit's bad. I just wanted to bring that up because I think that shit's fucking funny.
It is crazy. It's like,
you know, that shit's insane.
It is insane, bro. Like fuck, I felt bad for him because all the shit he's gonna be getting, and then he said it like in that interview too with Whack 100, like I'm starting to realize that this is the only thing that's gonna be talked about in my podcast. Yeah. Like course, no shit, bro. Of course, at least for you did this shit to yourself.
At least for a good while, I feel like that's gonna be brought up all the time.
I wonder how like she even asked him or like the way she brought it up.
He said that they talked about it like together. Somebody had to bring it up first. It's not like he's gonna be like, hey, you want to get fucked by somebody else?
Yeah, like it's unless not. He's a cuck.
Yeah. You know then. Then maybe, but even then, I still don't. I don't know if I don't think he's a cuck, because I don't think he's gonna be sitting in the corner of the room like watching his wife get fucked.
That's the thing too, you know. There's a lot of guys that date porn stars that are okay with it. So I'm telling you, there's some weird ass guys out there. So maybe he is okay with it. I don't know.
Even then, right? Like, I think
it's just those guys too that are dating porn stars. They're not really on like social media like that. Anyways.
True.
And this guy Adam is like he has a podcast.
He has a big ass platform. And shit like
exactly.
That.
And it's just gonna affect them.
I just think too, like these people that like to see it or don't mind it. Sometimes I feel like they just feel like they can't get anybody else besides her. Like whatever girl they're with, so they accept it. It's not that they like it; it's more like they accept it. They're true. Like, all right, well, you know, if I break up with her, then I can't find somebody else. So you know, might as well just accept it and just deal with it because if I break up with her, I can't find somebody else.
She was probably using it against him, like, oh, like I let you fuck all these other girls, and you can't let me do this once, and then it's gonna turn into more than one time. Watch.
I think so. I think hopefully not. You know, I think, you know,
it doesn't even matter, bro. This one time is already like bad enough.
Yeah. And I fuck with Adam too. Like he's cool. I like his podcast certain times. You know, when he like actually interviews interesting people and shit like that. But
I don't watch it anymore. But
yeah. I used to watch it all the fucking time.
I used to watch it. I used to watch it when he had like X on it.
Yeah.
When he had like all these upcoming rappers. And
oh yeah.
It was dope. He's still like someone cool. Like
he's a good interviewer for sure. You know, and even when he got the gun pointed at him and shit like that.
Yeah, and like that was like a Adam dub right there. Like to see like the way he handled that shit. That shit's crazy. Yeah, and the way that shit went down. Like, what was that guy's fucking like idea or plan, bro? Like you go in there with a fake gun,
and he got fucking knocked out, bro. Like
it's crazy.
That's just insane. But you know, speaking about just all this shit, like what do you think about, like, for example, jealousy when it comes to like relationships? You think that is that something healthy, like from the man to the woman, from the woman to the man? Is that healthy, or what do you think to a certain extent? Or
like, I mean, I feel like jealousy, it comes, so if you're jealous, I think it also comes about like how much you love that person. I feel like, so it just depends. I mean, it could be like, it could turn into some issues, like really bad issues. It just depends. But at the same time, I just feel like it just means that you love that person a lot in a way, I would say. But
so I have thought that too, like where the girl is, what do you think about like if the girl is just being super jealous to the point where, like, for example, if you're out and about, you're out the mall and shit like that, and then say there's a girl looking at you, right? And then your girl's like, why the fuck is that girl looking at you? Like that type of jealousy to the point where it just like it's way too extreme. Or say you even just glance at a chick, you know, because we're all human, you know. Like we see a hot girl, we're gonna just stare at least, you know. We're not gonna stare like the sun, you know. Like, you gotta look and then look away. But if your girl is just like tripping out big time about certain things like that, like, you know, if even if a girl looks at you and she's tripping out about that, like why is she looking at you? I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's like way too serious to the point where like you're saying like a quick glance or something, like I would say that might be a little too much. Like fucking all right, relax. Like it's not nothing going down. It's like you can't like unsee, like once you turn and you see someone, like obviously you're gonna kind of make eye contact, but
right.
doesn't mean like you're checking them out right away or anything like that. So I think there is some times where it's like too extreme,
right?
And like we see some shit like that on the internet too, where some girls are crazy as fuck. And it goes both ways though.
Yeah.
Like there's some guys that are crazy. Like we see stories where like a girl breaks up with their man, and then like this guy ends up coming back and like doing some crazy shit.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Like a video I showed you, remember at the mall?
Which one?
That guy that started stabbing that guy in the mall.
Oh shit!
It was like that guy was like some type of, he was like jealous or some shit. So it goes both ways. I feel like.
I feel like guys are more like inclined to violence.
Oh yeah.
So if anything, if a guy's gonna be jealous, he's probably gonna do some more extreme shit.
Yeah.
You know, but I do think that jealousy to a certain extent is not
healthy.
Yeah, it's not healthy. I think so. You know, you should be at least somewhat jealous, right, in the relationship, but not.
I think it's bad too. Like if you don't care, like if you wouldn't
you're
care,
just like, oh fuck it, you know?
like you just fucking letting your girl do whatever she wants. It's like, all right, like that's fucking bad too.
Yeah.
That just means that I feel like you don't love that person.
Right.
So,
I think jealousy and envy is different, right? So if you're like feeling envious of somebody, like seeing your girl, you think, oh, they want to be with them instead of me or shit like that. You know, jealousy is not that bad, you know, but for sure, you know, there's a lot of instances where it gets way too out of hand. You
like
know?
people are crazy, bro.
Yeah. I agree.
And you should like know like when there's like some type of red flags. I feel like with some type of people, like you should be able to sense that. Once you sense like a crazy ass red flag, then you should just fucking run away or some shit.
What is a big red flag for you think?
A big red flag for me? Let's see.
Put you on the spot, no?
Yeah. Fuck. What about for you? Let me think a little bit.
A big red flag for me, I feel like damn, you put me on the spot too. I feel like, you know, I don't know. I think girls that shit, that's actually kind of tough to think about. It is just on the spot.
I mean, I would say a big red flag would be like if they're trying to like smash on first date.
You think so? You think that's a
red flag?
You think so?
You don't think so? If you're trying to take someone serious and then they give it up like the first day, you don't think that's a red flag?
I mean, it kind of goes both ways. I feel like, you know, I don't know, because I feel like if the girl is not down to smash on like the first date, because I've smashed a bunch of chicks on the first date.
Some people say too, like, oh, love at first sight and shit like that.
Well, not even that. Not even like I love her, but it's more like if you know
you're into them.
No, not even that. I just feel like
what the fuck is it?
Watch, check it out. So I think if I go out on a date with some chick, right, and there's a difference, right? I feel like if she's holding back on purpose just to prove a point, you know, I think that's different than if like we were to just smash because we felt that connection.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
so I could date a girl that I smashed on the first night, you know, if we felt that real like, strong connection,
like
you know.
Connected really good.
But there's some girls that they hold back, even if they want to, they hold back just because they're like, oh well, I don't want him to think I'm a hoe or like you know shit like that. And I'm like, true. Well, no, I'm not going to. If anything, I would think that you actually like me more.
That's true.
Because of that. Because if you're holding back on purpose, then to me, I don't know. You don't fuck with me like that. You know. Yeah. And if you're down to smash, it doesn't mean it has to happen every time. But like if she's down for that, then I think that shows a big level of interest. You know.
That's true. So, I think another red flag too would be like someone who like rushes into shit.
Oh.
Because I've had that experience in the past where like I was talking to someone and they're already like trying to make me like meet their parents and all that and talking about marriage and shit like that. Oh, like, whoa, what the fuck?
Got a story
like,
too, bro.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I think that's another red flag too.
That's the same red flag. That's a good point because there was a girl that I was dating. Mm-hmm. And hopefully she sees this now, but
she's gonna find you and kill you, bro.
So we were talking, we were dating for about 3 months, and she had a 4-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. You know, for some reason, you already know, right? Like,
you didn't know from the beginning though?
No, I didn't. And I date these moms for some reason, right? Like I'm like a MILF magnet, but. I was dating this girl and she had like a 4-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I never met her, but like in those 3 months, I did take her to a wedding with me and shit. But like in those 3 months, she already wanted me to meet her daughter, wanted me to meet her family and shit like that, and telling me that she wanted me to move in. And for me, I was like,
in 3 months,
yeah,
that's kind of like for me. I don't know how you thought about it, but for me, I would think like, she's just looking for a baby daddy,
that's exactly
like, or
what I was
someone to
thinking.
support.
Yep,
I don't know what it's called, a stepdad, basically.
Yeah.
That's what you thought too.
She wanted the dad to step up.
Yeah,
right?
like she's just looking for someone to like support.
Yeah,
that's what you thought too.
That's exactly what I was thinking too, and I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I think she just wants to find somebody to support her and her daughter and shit like that. And she was cool. She was cool as fuck. But for me, I was like, man, this shit is way too fast.
It could fuck up your head too.
It did, bro.
You're not like, you can be thinking like, I don't even know if she actually does love me. Like maybe she's just fucking using me.
And I thought like, I was like, well, this was a few years ago, and I was like, well, I don't even know if I'm ready for all that too. You know, like trying to like support the other kid and back then I was way younger too, and I was like, well, I'm not sure if I can even do all that, you know? So for her to like just put that on me too, and I was like, man, for me in 3 months, she like, I think even a woman would agree that she shouldn't want the man to meet her child in 3 months right away.
3 months is crazy.
She has to get to know the guy too and shit like that.
I don't even think like 3 months. Like I still feel like you're not even. It takes a while to get to know someone fully, you know?
That's a Netflix free trial, bro. 3 months, you know? Just like, come on.
Yeah. Because this is the thing, too. Like, everyone's like this. Like, when you're first talking to someone, dating someone, you're not really yourself. You're not really, like, you're just playing an act, kind of, in a way. Because you got to guard up. You're not going to tell everyone everything right away, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, in 3 months, like, I still think you're not even fully knowing each other.
Yeah.
It takes a while. So that's definitely like that's like rushing right there.
That's why I agree with that. Somebody moving too fast. I'm like, oh, slow down.
Like enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like everyone tells me that in my family. Like have fun. Like don't have kids right away. And like enjoy your time.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. And let me tell you this about this chick.
Yeah.
After we broke up, which was like about 4 months in, she got married a year later.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I was like, that's exactly what you wanted. You wanted somebody to like support you and like hold you down and like just start like, just supporting you and your daughter. So with that, I was like, oh yeah, I seen that straight up, because a year in and you already married somebody. I'm like, hell no.
Usually those type of marriages don't even last either. Like
I agree with
the quick ass ones. Like, you need to chill. Like what's the rush? Like they're just enjoy. And
she was younger than me, so that's why I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
Younger than you and already like had a kid and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's wild. It's wild, bro.
It is wild.
Real quick, I want to talk about.
Let me tell you this though.
So,
what is something that you like about like a girl that you would like what you want them to have?
What I want them to have?
Kind of like a green flag.
A green flag?
Basically. I
would say. I mean, I would want certain interests that I like too, that she likes and shit.
True.
I feel like that's kind of like basic, like if she likes the music that I like, or if she wants to watch the shit that I like. But I would say a woman that's super nurturing, a woman that's not nagging.
Mm-hmm. A supporter.
Yeah, a supporter for sure. A woman that wants to like build up what you want to do in your career or something like that. For example, we're doing this podcast, right? So I feel like if my girl was finding topics for us to talk about, like, or certain news and shit like that we should talk about, and just helping me with shit
just
like that.
Just like someone that's like there for you, like supporting your goals and everything.
I think a supportive woman for sure, 100%. You don't want a girl that, like, for example, if you're at work and you're stressing the fuck out, which I am, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to go home and deal with more stress, right? Like, you want to go home and deal with some peace and just have a good time with your girl. So I think, for sure, a girl that supports you, a girl that is very nurturing, and just there for you.
It feels like the best when you feel like, kind of like in a way you're getting like babied, kind of. It feels like,
I get what you're saying.
Like kind of like they're giving you like the mom vibes in a way for you.
Yeah.
Like that's like the fucking best. Right
Yep, I agree with that.
But
just,
I mean,
just have them there, you know.
Supportive for sure is like the best.
Because I've had girls too that are like very like supporting too.
Yeah.
And then girls that just nag all the time, you know, and it's like you don't
sucks
want
too.
that. You don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. It just sucks too. Like if you feel like you can't even talk to this person about how you're feeling and stuff, because and then what's the whole purpose, you know, of having this partner, you know?
Yeah.
Because it goes both ways. It needs to be you're there for that person, they're there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that comes with like time too, no? Because
time for sure.
you're not just gonna tell like some random
especially
chick,
guys. We're not gonna tell like
a random chick like all your problems and shit like that.
Like it took me a while like to open up, you know, because I'm trying to every guy's trying to be that tough guy, like with no like holding everything in and shit like that. So it takes time for sure. But like it feels good like once you know like all right, like I could tell you shit. I could tell you my issues and shit like that. So,
but the thing is too, there's not a lot of those women out there, you know. Like so,
exactly.
You know, some of these women they'll probably hear your problems and be like, oh well, I don't give a fuck. If anything, they'll hear your problems, hear you bitching about shit, whatever. Like, and they'll be like, oh, this guy's just complaining.
And then a lot of them have like those friends that are like giving them the worst advice. Like, fuck, bro. I hate those the people that have friends like that.
I agree with that.
You don't need him, girl. Like,
you're independent. Like, come on, queen.
For real.
I agree with that shit.
That shit's annoying.
Yep,
it's always like it's always the one that never gets a guy. Everyone knows Conor McGregor supposedly raped. It's always like the ugliest like girl out of the group. That's
right. Like, she's like, oh well, I get no guys anyway, so let me just like corrupt all the other relationships.
Oh, that shit is annoying, bro. That's like one of the most annoying things ever, and you know it's coming too when you see that person.
As soon as you see her, like, oh, this fucking girl's giving her the worst advice ever. That's
for
like,
sure. Like she's talking so much shit about me right now. And then they lie about you too when they don't even know you. Like, oh no, he just wants to do this and this and like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the worst. I hate those type of people, bro.
That shit is fucking terrible. Yeah, I agree with that. 100%, I agree with that shit. You know. Like fuck, man. That's just how it is. You know, like that.
It's like shut the fuck up. Just want to punch them, bro.
With the RKO real quick.
For real.
Yeah, and they just like they're bitter in their own life and shit like that, and they just like. I don't know. They just haven't found love or whatever. Like
it's always the ones that like never been in a relationship or some shit trying to give all that advice. Like you don't know shit.
Yeah, it's like come on, stay in your lane. You know. You know that shit is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I just want to talk about one quick fight.
A fight?
Yeah, that's happening tonight.
What UFC?
Yeah. That's right. You know?
I think I know which fight you're talking about, though.
Sean Strickland.
Yes, sir.
Sean Strickland versus...
fuck, dude. I want him to win. Who was the other guy?
I don't know how to say his name. His name is Abbas Magomedov. This motherfucker.
He's a beast.
Beast, bro. He's a fuck. The last fight I seen him when he fought, he fucking destroyed the other guy, bro. Oh, destroyed. He's a striker too. Oh he shit. Fucking destroyed. And Sean Strickland's not he's a wrestler, but he doesn't wrestle when he fights.
He's been wanting to strike a lot. I've seen that.
Even with Alex Pereira.
Yeah, he's been sparring with him too, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, maybe he's picked up some moves.
I think his stance is terrible, bro. Weird, it's like he takes one little less step, like
the small little steps, and like his hands like down here.
Yeah.
And this guy, Abbas.
So what is he? A striker?
He's a striker, and he's a Russian. So like right away, you already know. And his last name ends with like OV. So
don't bet against him.
You can't, bro. Like the OV or the EV, you can't bet against.
These guys are all cloned.
Yeah.
There's some type of facility in Russia, bro. They're just cloning these guys.
100%.
There's another Kamzat now.
Oh yeah.
There's another Kamzat.
And his nickname is the Boars too, which means the wolf, and like they're both the same shit, and they're both undefeated. They're both like great fighters. I'm like, what the fuck? And they look the same, and they both say, I smash everybody. So like, fuck. But this guy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Strickland's gonna get fucked up.
Damn.
I think he's gonna get fucked up.
That's sad.
The last guy he beat up, Abbas, he hit him with that Chandler up kick, with Tony.
I love that.
I don't want to tell you. I didn't want to bring it up, but I had to make a comparison. But he fucking cracked him with that kick, and then he ended up like just socking him and dropping him down. But he fucked him up.
Really?
Fuck. He fucked him up.
Obviously I want Strickland to win because this guy's funny as fuck.
He's fucking hilarious.
I like when he talks in the
Strickland, bro. Come to the podcast, bro.
Hey, for real, come up.
Always authentic. We could talk about all this shit.
Yeah,
like
I've seen his recent tweets. It's like he's talking about all this crazy shit.
He's fucking wild, bro. He's a wild man. But like that's what I like. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Like he really doesn't give a fuck about anything. He just talks about whatever he wants.
He should be well. Hopefully he wins, you know. But like he needs to be on a better card.
He probably won't want to come after I said he's gonna lose, huh?
Yeah, bro. Like,
never mind, bro. You're gonna win.
Hey, did you see that bullshit clip though of him that his sparring partner almost breaking his arm or his elbow?
No.
It's
his
like,
sparring partner?
Yeah, like this guy was trying to injure him before his fight.
Oh, I remember.
Like he twisted his.
It's like a big guy, kind of like a big ball guy. Yeah.
He got pissed,
and he got pissed and like started like.
Like he could have easily. I feel like he held back on him. He could have easily like fucked this guy up if he wanted to.
How was it? What did he do? I don't remember.
So like he had his arm there. Like Strickland had his arms in on the guy's like sides, and then the guy grabbed his arm and like went like that. Oh. So like putting his elbow in. Yeah. So like, oh fuck, bro, that shit look bad.
That's how I feel like my elbow got fucked up with the other guy. Like he kind of like held my elbow and like.
You should have reacted the same way. You're like, what the fuck is wrong?
Well, I dropped him to the ground and then he said, "My shoulder," you know? And then we stopped there. But
yeah, and I got kneed in the forehead.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't even see that shit no more.
I mean, it's still like you can see it at the corner, but yeah, I got kneed in the forehead sparring. Shit's terrible, bro. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm not really too hyped for this card, but Strickland's fight for sure I want to watch. Yeah. Did you see Canelo too? He announced a fight too.
Jamal or
Charlo or something like that.
Yeah, Charlo.
He has a twin brother.
Yeah, they have like almost the same name.
Yeah.
Like Jamal and Jamal or something like that. Like, real similar names, but
I wanted him to fight Benavidez, but supposedly he like dodged it or something like that.
Canelo?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he said he's not fighting Mexicans, so doesn't make sense. I think Benavidez is probably one of his best fights. You know, I was talking to some coworkers on Friday that they watch boxing and shit, and they both agreed like fight Benavidez because he's probably gonna be one of your biggest challenges. I don't know anything about Charlo, to be honest, but he's undisputed.
I've seen a little bit.
He's an undisputed champion, so I mean they're trying to like whoever wins is gonna like win the belts and all that. So. He has to be somewhat good. He has to be good, to be able to become an undisputed champion.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many belts in boxing too, though. It's just like, fuck, like, I don't know, like what it means anymore. Like all these belts that they have, because they have so many weight classes.
That's why it's hard to follow boxing for me, because
the different leagues and all that, right?
And I'm like, it doesn't. I don't understand it at all. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I wanted to ask you this too. So what do you think about like the interim belt for UFC to be silver instead of gold?
I agree 100%.
I agree too, bro.
100%.
And it looks dope.
Yeah, it looks sick.
It looks dope. I think that should definitely be a thing they need to make.
And I don't like them calling interim champions.
Yeah.
It's like you're not. You didn't beat the champion. You're not the champion. So you're not. And
it should be like champion contender or something. I don't know, like the next.
Or just call them the interim champion at least, because they don't say that. They say, "Oh, the champion." For example, even what's his name, Yair Rodriguez. They call him the champion. They've called Justin Gaethje the champion. They call Dustin the champion because he also got that belt. And to me, they're not the champions. Because they haven't won the belt from the actual champion. So making it gray is dope as fuck. Yeah. I think that's a great idea, and they should do it. I don't know why they haven't really even mentioned it, but they should do it 100%.
They should do it. Yeah. What do you think about the BMF belt? Do you like it? Are you a fan of that one? Nah, huh?
I mean, not really. I think it was cool when they did it with Masvidal and Nate Diaz. It was a cool ass event and shit. But as far as trying to make that shit a belt and having it like,
it's kind of like irrelevant.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you? I don't know, like,
because it's the baddest motherfucker belt, right? How can you call them that? But they're not champion,
Exactly, right?
So it's like it's irrelevant.
It is irrelevant, And I think Dana even said, like, they asked him, like, oh, so are they gonna get pay-per-view money off of this belt? And I think he even said no. So it's like, what's the point of the championship belt? Because when you fight for a championship belt and you're in the pay-per-view, you get the pay-per-view points and all that shit. So you get paid extra for all for the pay-per-view money.
Oh, okay.
And if it's the BMF belt, I think he said like they're not gonna get paid like that. So it's like, so what's the point?
Yeah, there's no point.
For me, just keep it normal. You know, just have them fight and not have a belt or nothing like that. You know.
Yeah.
Jorge never fought to defend it, I guess. You know.
Yeah. I mean, supposedly he's gonna come back. Supposedly he tweeted like contract signed, but I'm like, for what purpose?
Who's he fighting? I don't know.
I was thinking like maybe Michael Chandler since McGregor can't fight, but it's like, why though? Like he's just gonna get fucked up.
I think he will. I think against Chandler, yeah.
And then
you know, he's not working out.
Yeah, I don't think he is. Like I don't see any purpose. Like he should have just stay retired, in my opinion.
No.
But yeah, man. I think we're good. I think we're done. I think we got a long ass episode.
Yeah.
Unless you have more shit.
No, I'm good right now.
Yeah, all right. Episode 9 in the books. Remember, don't forget to sub, like, and hopefully soon, you know, we might start doing reactions to some clips. You know, drop a comment and let us know what you guys want us to talk about.
Follow the TikTok, you know.
Follow the TikTok.
AA Talks.
It's going to be in the description. I mean,
yep.
We need the support, and we appreciate your guys' support. And other than that, peace.
We're out.
Welcome to Ace Rodney Talks.